Hello students, today we will discuss the numerical part for the CAPM model, basic calculations of CAPM model and beta valuation through CAPM model. Let's get a quick introduction about the CAPM model, capital asset pricing model. Right. Generally this model is used to calculate the cost of capital, and the speciality of the model is it includes the risk factor, or it considers the risk factor while calculating the cost of capital while considering the KE. It assumes that the expected return and required rate of return are generally same at the given risk and beta factor. What is the beta factor? Beta factor is the consistent risk rate or risk factor, right? Risk coefficient in the market. The equation or the formula for CAPM model is RF plus beta factor, risk free rate plus beta factor into RM minus RF, right? Expected return on market portfolio and risk free rate. RM minus RF is also generally known as risk premium, right? If risk premium is said in the question, then we will say that RM minus RF is directly given in the question. To obtain the beta of CAPM, we can use either of the following formulas, right? Sigma R J minus R bar multiplied by RM minus R bar M divided by sigma RM minus R bar M, or covariance divided by variance. R is correlation coefficient, standard deviation of the security, standard deviation of the market, and square of that into standard deviation of the market values. Right. Let's check out for some sums. Here for question 1, expected rate of return is given as 18%, risk free rate is 10%, and equity beta is 2.4%. Putting these values in the CAPM model formula, RF, beta, RM and RF, everything is given. Right? RF is 10% risk free rate, expected rate 18%, beta is 2.4. Sorry. Right? Hence we will get 29.20 as answer. Second question is the same. Right? Required rate of return is given here. Right? Beta is given as 1.1. RF is given as 5%, and market return is 15%. Comment whether he should buy the security of Reliance Industries. Right, here the investor wants 15%, right, but here he gets only 13.8%, so he should not buy the security basically, right. Another question: the following data is available to you as a portfolio manager, right? Securities, 5 securities are given, market indexes are given, and government security rates are also given. Here for government security rates, standard deviation is not present and beta is also not present. Why? Because government securities are always safe, they do not possess any risk. Hence, the risk factors, standard deviation and beta, both will be 0 for government securities. Right, hence we will consider risk-free rate as government security here. Now, in terms of security market line, which securities are underpriced with CAPM, we have to see that which securities are underpriced. Right, then assuming that a portfolio is constructed using equal proportions of the securities, calculate expected return and risk portfolio. Right, we have to calculate expected return and risk portfolio also. First of all, we will know that how much estimated return we will get for the securities. Right? We have put the CAPM formula here, right? Risk-free rate is here. Government securities rate will be risk-free rate here 7% plus risk-free rates plus beta, right? 2.0, 1.5, 1.10, 0.8 and 0.5. 15 is the market return, right? Return of market 15%, and 7 is again the risk-free rate. RM minus RF is there. Hence we will get 23, 19, 15, 13.4 and 11 as answers. And estimated returns we have given here. Comparing these values, right? What can we see? That here 23 is less than 30, 19 is less than 25 and 15 is less than 20. 13 is greater than 11 and 11 is greater than 10. Hence these three securities are underpriced, and whenever the securities are underpriced, right, it is a potential buy option. We can buy these securities, and whenever the securities are overvalued or overpriced, they are the good sell options, right? We have to calculate the expected return of portfolio and beta for the portfolio. For calculating beta for the portfolio, we have a simple calculation here, that is sigma WIBI, right? Here any weightage is not given in the question, hence we will assume that the weightage is equal for all the securities, 5 securities, right? Hence we will divide 100 by 5 and will have 20 as the weightage. Hence weightage is 20 for every securities. 100 divided by 5. 5 securities are there and total weightage will be 100. Equal proportion of weightage is given to every security. Beta is given in the question. Multiplying these two, WI and BI, we will get the column of WIBI, and summing these values up, we will get 1.16, which will be the beta for this stock. Then expected return on portfolio, we can use this formula for the portfolio, overall portfolio, RF plus beta for the portfolio, RM and RF, right? RP, we know that risk-free rate, also RF, we know that risk-free rate is 7%. Beta of the portfolio we have obtained here 1.16. RM 15 given in the question itself, 7 given in the question itself as risk-free rate. Answer will be 16.28 as expected return on portfolio. Alright, now we have to calculate beta and alpha for the securities given here. Right, 10 securities are given, 10 values are given, right? RM is given, rate of return is given, market rate and expected rate of security is given. Hence we have to find beta and alpha. We know that the formula for beta is Rj minus R bar J into Rm minus R bar M, this column's total, and divided by sigma Rm minus R bar M square. So we will make the columns accordingly. We need these and these values. Hence Rj minus R bar J, Rm minus R bar M. Rm minus R bar M square, we need it here, and when what do we need here? Multiplication column of these both, right? Hence we will consider this column here. Now totaling these values will get 77, and total of these values will be 77. To obtain these mean for both of these columns, we will divide these totals by 10. That means R bar j will be 77 by 10, 7.7, and R bar m will be sigma Rm divided by n, that will be 7.7. Right? Rj minus R bar j, that is minus 8 minus 7.7. Then 7 minus 7.7, 6 minus 7.7, 14 minus 7.7 will give out 6.3. 15 minus 7.7 will give out 7.3, and that's how we will solve this column. For Rm also, 10 minus 7.7 will give 2.3. 7 minus 7.7 will give out minus 0.07. 8 minus 7.7 will give out 0.3. 16 minus 7.7 will give out 8.3, and that's how we will solve this column. Rm minus Rm whole square, squares of these values, 2.3 multiplied by 2.3, 5.29, 0.7 into 0.7, 0.49, 0.3 into 0.3, 0.09. That's how we will calculate the other values, and summing these values we will get answer as 5561. Multiplying these both columns, 15.7 into 2.3, 36.11 minus 0.7 into minus 0.7, 0.49, minus 1.7 into 0.3, 0.51, 6.3 into 8.3, 52.29. That's how we will calculate the remaining column and get the total as 130.1. To calculate the beta, we have got what we required, right? Total is 130.1 here. Rm minus R bar m square, total is 556.1. We will put it on and divide and get 0.234 as beta. To calculate alpha, we have to use this formula, R bar j minus beta into R bar m, mean of Rm. Right, we have got these values, R bar j 7.7, beta 0.234, and 7.7 Rm mean, right? And hence we will get 5.8982 as answer. The following table gives a analyst's expected return on two stocks for particular market returns, right? An aggressive stock is given and a defensive stock is given, and market return for the same are given here. Risk free rate as 14%. We have to find beta and alpha for the same. For beta of aggressive and defensive stock, what can we do? We can divide covariance by variance. For aggressive stock, 60 minus 4 divided by 40 minus 12, right? Hence we will get 56 divided by 28, 12 as answer, 2 as answer, and then beta of defensive stock will be 32 minus 16% and divided by 40 minus 12%. That's how we will get 0.571 as answer of beta. To calculate alpha, we have the formula here: actual expected return minus required rate of return by CAPM. For aggressive stock, we need expected return and then required rate of return, right? We need both these things. For expected return, what can we do? We can use this WI sigma WI RI, right? RI 4% and 60%, right? 4% and 60%. 0.5, where did this 0.5 came from? As we know, there when any weightage is not given to securities, we have to give equal weightage to these securities. That means we have divided 100 by 2, and hence 50% weightage is given to both the securities. Hence 0.5 is placed here, right? Solving this equation, we will get 32% as the expected return for aggressive stock. Required rate of return according to CAPM formula: RF plus beta, RM minus RF, right? Now, RM minus RF is generally known as risk premium, but we don't have any risk premium in our question, right? We have got the RF, but we haven't got the RM in our question. Then what we will do? To find the market risk premium, here 12% and 40% are given in the question for market returns, right? And we will give equal weightage to these securities also, 0.5 0.5, right? Summing these values up, we will get 0.026 minus 0.14, which is our risk rate, and we will get 12% as our risk premium, and RF is here 0.14, RM is 0.026. Directly we have put on here the risk premium 12%, hence we have got 38%. Beta is 2, and putting the needed values in the equation: expected return minus required rate of return. Expected return was 32% and required rate of return was 38%, hence 6% will be the answer. In the same way, we have to calculate the alpha for defensive stock. Last question for your topic: following information is derived based on the 5 years monthly date for the companies. 4 kinds of securities are given and Nifty 50, that means the market value is given. A, sigma I and RM. 3 details for these stocks are given. We have to find beta coefficient, and then we have to calculate expected return when RF is 8 and RM is 15%, and then we have to comment that which share is undervalued and which one is overvalued. To find out the beta coefficient, we can use this formula, right? RIM into standard deviation of the security into standard deviation of the market divided by standard deviation square of the market. Now standard deviation of the market, right? We will get it from here. Okay, 5.50. Now to find out the beta, we have 4 securities. We have got the securities standard deviations. We have got the correlation factor, and hence we have to find beta. Correlation factor 0.72 into securities rate of return into markets rate of return. Standard deviation. Right. Securities standard deviation will be 12.10 and markets standard deviation is 5.50, and we will divide it by square of 5.50, that is standard deviation of market. Hence the answer will be as 1.58. That's how we have to calculate these values. Now to find out the expected return, we have to use the CAPM model, which equation is RF plus B, that is beta factor, into RM minus RF. For securities are given a risk-free rate. We know that the risk-free rate is 0.08, which is given in the question itself. RM is 15%, which we know already. Right? 0.08 same for every security, 0.15 same for every security, and 0.08 same for every security, which is RF. Rate of returns for the securities, yes, we have got here. At 1.58, then 0.88, then 0.76, and 1.11. Right. Okay. Solving these equations, we will get 0.1906, 0.1416, 0.1332, 0.1577 as answers. Now we know that the prices or returns 0.1906, 1416, and 1332, right, are less than these values. Hence, we will say that these stocks are undervalued, and as I said before, that whenever the stocks are undervalued, they are a good potential for buy, and whenever the stocks are overvalued, like here the value of stock is U is overvalued, hence it is a good potential for selling at that time period. Right, that's all for your topic.